The Tiger's Nest, a pilgrimage of stone, spirit, and struggle. When most of the world thinks of Bhutan, a single image comes to mind: a monastery clinging impossibly to a cliffside, perched like a limpet high above the Paro Valley. This is Takshan Monastery, better known as the Tiger's Nest. It is Bhutan's most famous monastery, its most sacred site, and its most photographed landmark. To the Bhutanese, it is more than a postcard view. It's a place of pilgrimage. Every Bhutanese is expected to visit at least once in their lifetime. The monastery's origins date back to the 8th century, when Guru Rinpoche, the founder of Buddhism in Bhutan, is said to have flown to this site on the back of a tigress. There he meditated in a cave for 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, and 3 hours. From that meditation, Buddhism spread across Bhutan. The story gave the monastery its name, Tiger's Nest, and its revered place in Bhutanese spirituality. Built into the rock face 3,000 feet above the valley floor is at 8,500 feet. The monastery is both breathtaking and improbable. From below, it looks like it's been glued to the granite by some divine hand. To stand before it is to experience both awe and disbelief. How could humans have constructed such a sanctuary in such a place? There are 2 ways to reach the Tiger's Nest. The first is the Boomdrak Trek, a 2-day overnight route beginning from Shenzhen Shedra, a Buddhist college that sits at 9,186 feet. It is a demanding climb from the first day, pushing you up past 12,000 feet before a night intense at 13,713 feet. From there, the trek descends to Tiger's Nest the following day. The second and more common way, taken by about 98% of visitors, is the direct hike. And this is a 3.5-hour uphill trail, a gain of over 2,500 feet, straight up the mountainside. It is steep, it is tough, and it tests the determination of every pilgrim. But the reward is to stand face to face with Bhutan's most sacred monastery. So what did we do? Needless to say, I had chosen the harder path. Along with my son, Guy, and my daughter, Kelsey, we set out on the Boomdrak Trek with our guide. We carried only day packs, but the elevation quickly began to tell. At 10,997 feet, after 2.5 hours of climbing, I sat down to rest. Suddenly, the altitude overwhelmed me. I passed out, only briefly, but enough for Guy to catch me before I toppled sideways. It was a sobering moment. Ahead lay another 3,000 feet of climbing just to reach our camp. The choice was clear. I had to turn back, retracing my steps down to the Buddhist college. My children wanted to join me in coming back down the mountain, but I insisted that they continue to complete the trek. With hindsight, I made 3 mistakes. 1, attempting to climb such a demanding trek on our second day in Bhutan without taking time to acclimatize. 2, forgetting to start my altitude medication 2 days in advance. And 3, leaving my electrolyte powder in the hotel. The result was disappointment and, frankly, a sense of shame. I had wanted to share this journey fully with my children, and instead I had to turn around. The next day, however, brought a second chance. While Guy and Kelsey descended from their mountain camp toward Tiger's Nest, I set out on the direct Pilgrim's Trail. This time I was better prepared. I had electrolytes in my water, another day to adjust to the altitude, and a heart determined not to quit. And I made the climb. It was no easy feat. The trail was relentless, but step by step, switchback by switchback, I worked my way upward. And then suddenly, there it was, the Tiger's Nest itself, perched above me in all its improbable glory. We reunited at the monastery, and together we stepped into Bhutan's holiest site. Inside, the air was thick with prayer and silence. I thought of the countless Bhutanese who had made this same journey, many barefoot, many chanting, all carrying hopes and prayers. For us, the Tiger's Nest was not just a destination. It was an effort, a struggle, a lesson in humility. It tested me, it tested us, and it rewarded us with something greater than a view. As I tell this story, I find myself welling up. Yes, we made it, but not easily, not perfectly. But we did it together. And in that effort, I think we glimpsed a little of what makes this place sacred. The belief that what is most valuable is not simply given. It must be climbed toward.
Be sure to subscribe to Meandering Musings wherever you get your favorite podcasts. For more about Neil Peterson and to read more Meandering Musings and travel essays, visit meanderingmusings.net. Tell your friends about Meandering Musings and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.